You're gonna get down? You don't want to ride it? No bounce, bounce, rock, rock for you?
Watch your head. Where are you going?
Go. Careful, you gotta take a big step up. Big step up. Hey guys, it's Chrissy, and Chris is actually here too. She's in the kitchen. You could say hi.
What up?
She still, despite your amazing comments and all your support and love, she doesn't feel comfortable being in the videos yet. So hopefully that'll be soon. Hopefully we can all kind of collectively convince her. Yeah, please. Thank you. But she's going to kind of help fill in the blanks, because there are a lot of things that I'm sure I don't remember. Oh, are you all right? Cayden fell. We're still a little unsteady when we run. So, oh boy. I'm sure there's a lot that I don't remember, and just kind of the stress and trauma of everything causes you to forget things. So she'll help me hopefully fill in the blanks. But just judging from your comments, I think it's appropriate to maybe just start where we left off all that time ago. So our last update was done 18 to 20 weeks of pregnancy, and I might start unlocking some of those older videos so that you guys can access them again. It was kind of traumatic to watch them, knowing that we were so oblivious to what was actually happening and going to be happening, but I've watched most of them at this point, so I think I can start to unlock some of them. But basically we went in for our... Come here. Do you want to come here? Come here. We went in for our routine 22-week appointment with the high-risk doctor who had been seeing us all along. Seeing us because there were a few times where we actually didn't even see her. We paid a copay saying that we saw her. This is Cayden, by the way. Can you say hi? Hi.
No.
Who do you see?
No.
Who do you see in there? Cayden, and who else?
Me.
Who's?
Me.
Who else?
Me.
All right, bye. Down. Yes, you're going down. We'll talk more about Cayden in a future video, but we went in for a routine 22-week appointment, and we didn't see the doctor right away. We had a technician who I guess hadn't gotten all the shots on the anatomy scan during the 20-week scan that she had wanted to. So she started by having me, well, she measured my cervix first, but there was nothing to measure, but she didn't say anything. And Chris even made a comment. She said, "Your cervix looks wide open. Carleigh's head is right there." And I said, "Don't say that, babe. You don't know what you're looking at," because she never knew what she was looking at. And the technician laughed it off and goes, "Yeah, don't say that. You're going to freak her out." So I figured everything was fine. And she proceeded for the next hour to have me roll from side to side, shaking my belly, jiggling my belly, having me move positions to try to get good shots of both babies. And then an hour later, after doing that, she had the doctor come in, and the doctor sat down and immediately said,
Bad news.
Yeah. I have bad news.
It's wide open. There's nothing to measure.
There's nothing of your cervix to measure. It's wide open. You're in preterm labor. She said, if these babies come, they're not going to make it. And she said, I'll try to get you an appointment at Westchester Medical, which has a level 4 NICU. And she made a couple of phone calls, I guess. They said they couldn't get us in for 4 or 5 days. And she told us to go home.
Make sure both babies don't come.
Go home and hope the babies don't come. Because if they come, they'll die. So...
Word for word.
Yeah. Word for word. And I quote. So, I mean, we were both shaking. My legs were shaking uncontrollably. My teeth were chattering. I'm like getting that sensation all over again just talking about it. But we left in a blind, it's not even a blind fury. It was just like shock, absolute shock. Because we both said that this was the one appointment that we weren't nervous during. which was crazy because we were nervous and had anxiety leading up to all of our appointments because we were always worried that something could go wrong, and this was the one appointment we were both fine, not worried at all, and yet that's the appointment where our world came crashing down. So with that, Chris wheeled me in a wheelchair to the car because I had been standing at the front desk waiting to find out what to do next. And I don't know, was it you that said, can we get her a wheelchair? I don't know. Like, can we get her a wheelchair? Like, if these babies are coming, why is she standing here for 15 minutes? So they got a wheelchair. Chris wheeled me out to the car. I called my mom and my sister in a panic, hysterically crying. They drove an hour out to our house, and what we ultimately decided to do was to drive to a hospital an hour away near my mom's house that has a level 3 NICU, and that my sister knew because she works in the medical field. She knew that they would admit me into triage, pregnancy triage. So I was admitted to the hospital. I was checked. I was 3 centimeters dilated when I was admitted. And that's the story of the final appointment leading up to what would be 9 days of bed rest. So I was exactly 22 weeks on that day. Viability, as you know, is 24 weeks, which the term viability shouldn't even be used because babies are not viable at 24 weeks either. It's a long shot that your child is going to survive even being born at 24 weeks. So I know that for a lot of people that's a milestone, but truthfully it's not. It really depends on the individual baby. But I was admitted that night to that hospital. And like I said, I was on bed rest for 9 days.
Eat it, or did you throw it on the floor?
I don't want to have these videos too long because they're taking forever to upload. So maybe I'll just stop there and then I'll pick up with the 9 days of bed rest because a lot happened over those 9 days before I actually delivered. But just quickly, as far as the cause of the preterm labor, they still to this day don't know. I didn't technically have incompetent cervix. They're attributing it to the fact that it was a twin pregnancy and saying that sometimes with twins this happens and sometimes there's not really a way of predicting that it will happen. However, in retrospect, we look back on our encounters, the very few encounters we had with that high-risk doctor, and she should not be practicing medicine for many reasons, which I'll get into. No, I'm not going to give her name.
I'll do it.
You don't even remember her name. You hate her.
That's what her name is.
Yeah.
Dr. Asshole.
Don't say Dr. Asshole. But anyway, she should not be practicing medicine. Her technician, who had me toss and turn for over an hour, jiggling my belly, knowing full well that my cervix was open, I was in preterm labor, and these babies were coming, should not be practicing. But I don't have a say. The doctors we have now, because we are expecting right now, are amazing. And they've shed a lot of light on this as best they could without being the doctors who saw me during that pregnancy. But it's attributed to it being a twin pregnancy. And they say that it's hard to predict if a singleton pregnancy will have the same end result if I'll go into preterm labor, because it's a completely different animal having twins as opposed to having just one. So I think I'm going to stop there. I'll pick up with the bed rest and delivery next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.